Hello guys, today I'm gonna show you the tactic made by Claude Puel, the French coach of Southampton for this year. This is the proper way that the Saints were playing this year, in my opinion. There is tons of new players in that Southampton save, but I created it for the players you have in the beginning of the save, in the beginning of the season. So this is a 4-1-2-1-2 formation. Um, you can clearly, even if the names, the new names, kind of in the Saints, like Perrin, Lemos, Matip, Belotti, Berraino, etc., etc., you can replace, you can adapt to the new team, as to the real team, I would say, because I'm in May 2018. So yeah, clearly not the same players, but yeah, just imagine. And I will anyway, when I will explain the role for each player, how I thought about it and how it fits to the player, to the actual players. Something I can do right now for some players, actually. For example, for Oriol Romeu, um, uh, I would say this. Let's say Belotti is Gabbiadini, and it's easier to think about it. Yeah, I had to sell. I had to sell Virgil van Dijk. But yeah, the same. For the fullbacks, I had to sell him. No, let's say Redmond plays a bit more. Yoshida is still here, so that's great. You have to do less imagination. So yeah, for this Southampton save, um, clearly when I watched the Southampton games, it appeared to me like obviously that they needed a striker. It was the main problem of this team. The defensive structure was pretty solid, even since the beginning of the season properly. And when I saw Gabbiadini, I was like, oh, they will have an amazing second part of season. It wasn't that amazing, but they corrected uh, one problem, one of the main problem. Puel just found it, and it didn't help properly in the championship, because they will finish maybe 9th, 10th. Not sure about this, so they still have problems. Sometimes the defense, the Southampton defense, doesn't go well, etc. But I found the main problems, and I didn't get that much problems in my save. So now I'm gonna explain the tactic. For Forster, he's a great goalkeeper, not that much mistakes. He made one or two, I think it was 2 games ago. I forgot who they were playing against. So I just want to be safe. Just when you want to retain possession, you just want to start it from your goalkeeper. So this is why he has fewer risky passes, distribute to fullbacks and roll it out. This is something I love to do every tactic I create, or whatever. It's just I just want the goalkeeper to go for the fullbacks. The fullbacks are generally the most technical defensive players. So this is why I want since from the beginning I want the technical players to get the ball, and after that they will do whatever they want to do, but just to be sure that we don't lose the possession from the back. This is really important when you want to create a possessive strategy, I would say. So this is why Mr. Fraser Forster has these instructions. So yeah, it goes to Cedric, or it's Ryan Bertrand. I think when I was playing with Bertrand, I was in attack as well. Just want to have them to get the full control of this part of the pitch, full left part and the full right part. I just don't go for any instruction for them, because they know their roles. They are great players. For Cedric, for example, it made a 7.50. My first season was the best, but it was sensational. A really great player, really pacey, great crosses as well. He didn't go for any goal this first season, but yes, 2 for the second season. We made a worse season than the first one, but still a good season for Southampton, 4th in the Premier League. We finished 2nd in the first season. So yeah, no instruction at all. You will see when you have those 4 in the middle that pretty much play safe with the ball. Just wait for the overlap, and you will see just Cedric like a proper Lamborghini on his right wing, going for some speedy things. You will just see with some goals if I found some. For the Ryan Bertrand or Mr. Williams in this save, same thing, exactly the same thing. I will go for Ryan Bertrand, sorry. So yeah, he left for Manchester City for 31 millions. Yeah, I don't remember the prices because I haven't played this save. For like 6-7 months. So this is why you will see some rediscovering facts for this save. So yeah, as I said, a really great season for Ryan Bertrand as well. Those two guys, Cedric and Ryan Bertrand, are really decisive. Yeah, decisive. Sorry, in this tactic, a really important role. If you have a team with some amazing fullbacks, give them the freeness, the open them their favorite spaces. This is really important, because in the middle you can have less technical midfielders because they will play safe, retain the position, play safe with the ball, short passes, and wait for those great fullbacks we have. This is kind of an advice you could take. So yeah, for the pressing, for the 2 central defenders, close down less. This is something I've seen many times when I just forgot to push this close down less, is when I'm facing some opposite team who try to retain possession as well. When they come in that Yoshida, Matip, Romeo zone, if they just do like, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 passes, in a moment you will see one of your both central defenders getting out of their zone like really stupidly, and they open a space in the middle for the opposite forward, who is completely free to go one-on-one on Forster. So this is why I just want them to be okay. We will anyway get the help of the 3 midfielders, so just give like 1 meter, 2 meters to the opposite forward, a better zonal marking, would say. So this is why they have both close down less. And nothing to add for Oyo Romeo. This is a player I really love in real life. I'm convinced that he will leave Southampton next year. He was really good in this season with the Saints. So you just check his stats on whoscored.com, for example. Just this guy is getting so much balls in his area. The midfield is really amazing, really an amazing player. I can't wait to see him in a better team. So this is why just ball-winning midfielder If you have some trouble with the tackle order, you can go for sorry, I put, oh yeah, if you have too much, just go for the DM def, because when you put DM you don't have the tackle harder, so this is a bit more, this is safer, more safer, yeah. So you could go for that, or ball winning midfielder. The both of them work. I will keep this actually. For the midfield, something I have to explain. I know Pierre-Emile Hojbjerg is not a proper box-to-box midfielder. This is clearly this is clear for me, no problem. But I'd rather have. I don't want to play with a double deep lying playmaker, first of all. And I found out that Hojbjerg was a bit more offensive than Classier, and I want him anyway to be more offensive, because mainly for the offensive attributes that Hojbjerg have, for example the long shots, the finishing, etc. And I found out that box-to-box midfielder is such a precious role. It's just a complete midfield, and Hojbjerg, in my opinion, is a complete midfield. The quality doesn't have is mainly in the defensive qualities. He's more offensive, but he still has 12 in tackling. Still has some, determination, work rate, bravery, balance, natural fitness, some midfield qualities. So this is why I love the description, cultural midfielder. This is it. He is quite complete. So this is why I go for this, and this fits quite well. It doesn't score that much goal. This is the thing. I'm a bit disappointed. I wanted more long shots, etc. Decisive long shot. We know, when you have a mainly possessive strategy, you want sometimes, when you're in front of the opposite team box, you're just like, okay, I won't get in the box, so just do some 2-3 more passes, and when Hojbjerg will have 2 or 3 meters free, just take the ball and whoop, let's go, magnificent shot. This is some things I imagined as well, but like in real life, it didn't went that much for this. So this is why sometimes I just switched Hojbjerg and Classier. Classier has a quite good long shot. It doesn't appear in here because it only has 12. But with the free kicks I had in another save with him, he's a great free kick taker, and quite surprised sometimes with his long shot. So if you have some trouble with box to box, just switch the role, and if you have a profile which is clearly not a box to box, just take the best midfield you have, the more complete midfield you have, to go for this role. And if your box to box is not that good in finishing and long shots, edit and just go for, in English it's here, shoot less often. That's all. And yeah, more direct passes, because every player is it's playing with a shorter passing, and when you retain possession in the middle, there is a moment when you have to create, to take the risk. And this is why those two, the players who are able to do that, you give them the opportunity. If you think if you see in the statistics that they are losing too much direct balls, just get direct passing out, but still go for more risky passes. You want them to make the difference. They are geniuses. So this is why you want just Osbjerg or Classier to go for this. Tadic, because the advanced playmaker, sorry, because of the role he has, will still always go for the more risky passes. But the thing is he will mainly play with the false 9 and the advanced forward. So this is why I don't want to go for direct passing. Just he will go mainly for the shorter passing because of the team instructions. So I didn't change anything at all for this role. So this is why I just give you an advice to keep this. Nothing to say about him, by the way. It wasn't the best season for him. The one who took his who took the role really well. Sorry, my English is quite rusty. Is James Ward-Prowse, a brilliant player, clearly a brilliant player. Some free kicks for him, great corners taker, great set pieces taker. Just go for this. And in the last 35-40 meters, great creator. Just this. So yeah, I really love James Ward-Prowse. Someone I just wanna take in my future saved in this role to see how it evolves properly. Like at 25 years old, I just want to see him playing a proper complete season with Champions League games, etc. Next, I remember I had tons of difficulties to make that couple to work properly. In all my save, I still have, even if I've made like, I don't know, 12 or 13 tactics, I would say, in this Football Manager 2017, but I still have trouble to make a proper a working pair in attack. In this save, I went for false 9 and advanced forwards with a big mobility for my both speedy forwards who were for this season, and Gabbiadini, who had some trouble with injuries, if I remember well. So this is why you have 29 appearances. I think I played with, I think it was Jay Rodriguez. It was Jay Rodriguez. But yeah, and Gabbiadini, if you can have him, it's just great. It's just great. But yeah, as you can see with the statistics, the one who didn't get any injuries was the I don't know any efficient word for Saido Berahino in Football Manager 2017. I will just say the statistics. I guess 46 games, 35 goals, 13 assists, 6th player of the match. I don't know if it could work as well with Gabbiadini. I would love to see it. I should do another save with this tactic with the Gabbiadini, and don't know if they have made some changes in the player statistics. But yeah, a proper James Ward-Prowse with Redmond is doing really well in real life, better than in a game. I think he had his first cap with England like 1 or 2 months ago. I don't remember well, sorry. But those three in this tactic, wow. Those 6. I will go with those 6 because Osbjerg is sensational in Football Manager. Classier, one of my favorite midfield, a really creative midfield, and Oriol Romeu, great player. Those this team, Southampton, if you're looking for a great challenge to face Man United, Liverpool, Arsenal, Tottenham, Chelsea, Man City, Southampton is just an amazing save. I think with Everton, those are the best saves to do to face the big teams in England. So yeah, this is it for the individual instructions. Of course, you want to go for control because you want to retain possession. Normally, I will just take it out. We just will go for those 9 instructions. I like to retain possession more to adapt to one of the game. You're winning 1-0 at the 80th minute. Just go for retain possession, lower the tempo, and just keep the ball. Take out, be more expressive, and just to keep this score. So yeah, I will start from the right. Yeah, something I don't do that much. The overlap, of course, these are the key players, the overlappers, we'll call them. Low crosses, because I don't have Ben Teke and Peter Crouch in front of my team, so this is why I just want to go for low crosses. Be more expressive, some freedom. Claude Puel is a coach who has some basic how could I say that? Some things in strategy that he wants the player to keep in mind, but I think in the last meters he just wants the players to be more expressive. This is what he has done mainly with Nice, the French club in France, when he had Ben Arfa, when he had Valère Germain, for example. They were so free in the last meters. This is what made Nice to get a good season last year. So he just kept this in mind for Southampton, and maybe he shouldn't, because I think it's not the same thing in Southampton. But when you see Boufal, for example, playing actually for Southampton, you can see the potential of the player. You can see sometimes that when he do 1, 2, 3 dribbles, he's dribbling, and you say, yeah, okay, for the freedom, but watch out, you have to make this last pass to Gabbiadini, for example. Just don't go too creative. I think he didn't find the best freedom to give to his player this year. This is my actual opinion about Southampton. This is why they are not top 7, top 6 in my opinion. So yeah, play out of defense, because the central defenders are not that great. In Southampton, I just don't want them to pump the ball into the box. Shorter passing to play the possession. Next, we have the defensive instructions. If you're playing Peter Crouch, for example, he's in a 4-3-3 formation, for example, just go for something slightly higher. You can play the offside trap. If you're facing Mr. Aguero or another speedy forward, just go slightly deeper. Van Dijk is an amazing defender, maybe one of the best defender I tried this year in Football Manager. But if you have Yoshida next to him, it's 11 acceleration, and imagine a long ball behind Yoshida. Even if your Van Dijk on the right is quite speedy, it will be too late, because Aguero would have already scored. So this is why I think it's better to adapt the defense because of the team you're facing. It will help a lot versus the big teams. This is something I do in every game now, and you will get the thing. If you do it every game, you will get some great score, some 0-0 or some great score. 0-0 is not a great score, but some close victories or some really small defeats versus big teams. just adapt your defensive line to your opponent. This is something I could advise. For the closing down, I just go for more. Yeah, you can go for much more. I don't know why I put just more. You can go for much more. They like to 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 mark tighter the first when the opposite team have the fullbacks getting the ball or the central defenders. You can see sometimes, you can see Gabbiadini and Redmond getting that pressing really high on the pitch. Just go for much more if you see that it's wasting the player's physical condition. Just reduce to one bit. You still want to get that closing down. It's really important for Claude Puel. Stay on feet. I think that there is a lot of how could I say, skilled players, players who like to dribble in England. I can tell a massive list of those kind of players. If you get stuck in, those guys are way skillful than you could think. So just stay on fit, play safe. This is stupid goals or stupid free crosses that they could get. So yeah, stay on fit for me. It's something I put more and more on my tactics as well. And yeah, you will see Romeo doing those tackles anyway because it's his role. But for your wing backs or full backs, just watch out. Fairly narrow for the width. So 4-1-2 formation. You could go as well for exploit the middle, but they are already doing it naturally. It's it's exploit the middle on a middle focused formation. It's much on much and much on much on much. It's too much. So yeah, just go for fairly narrow. There, you don't want too much. They already know that they will play in the middle of the pitch, really in the middle. So you don't have to say too much that you want them to play in the middle. Their positioning is already saying it. And for the tempo, same opinion. Lower the tempo to keep the ball, keep a score. And if it's 0-0 at the 70th minute and you have the statistics for you, just go for something a little bit more high. Just to surprise them and be like, okay, on the last 35-40 meters, we have to create something faster because, for example, if you something that it's telling you that you have to accelerate is mainly the famous, 20 shots, 5 on targets. And if you see on the statistics, for example, that 24-8, that's absolutely perfect. That's perfect to see this. Quite lucky about that. If you are too slow, and if you have if you are facing a good defense, you will have tons of difficulties to access to the box to score. I actually scored 2 times in the boxes, but I think it's a free kick. But mainly you will have this shots out of the box. I will take off the goals. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 6, 8 shots out of the box. When you have the possession and you're waiting, I will find the space in the box, I will find the space in the box. But if you're too slow, and if it's Otamendi, Fernando, Vincent Kompany, or those kind of guys, they will just wait for you so easily. They move really well on the pitch, so you have to surprise them. You have to be at their level, not like a sloppy possession. So this is why you just want to accelerate how you will score. I will just watch the goals we score. Just a proper free kick, as I said. And yeah, possession in here, offensive. That's a good goal to explain actually. But if I go, so yeah, this is main actions you will see actually. Ward-Prowse is quite high on the pitch, but how high are his Cedric actually? The good things with that tactic is that you will see your wing backs really high on the pitch, but this is logical. The opposite team won't let them free. So this is why Kevin De Bruyne, which is it's left midfield in here. Oh, bug. So this is why De Bruyne has to defend on it. So it permits to have less player in the middle of the pitch. If if Williams was less offensive, Nasri would be completely free to go in the middle. So it will put one more player in the middle of the pitch. So you have less space to retain possession in your favorite part of the pitch. So this is why you just want them to be really offensive. For example, when you're facing a 4-2-3-1, you will just have so the 12 is wrong button. Man City, the 12 is Oziakup, and it was Bazouer Oziakup. That's it. So you go back to this goal. You have superiority in the middle normally. Hojbjerg was really defensive in this game, because normally it would be in here between would say this is the fourth point in the 12, 25, 31 triangle that they are making, a bit higher on the pitch, and yeah, you will get some combinations in here, and yeah, anyway, we have a massive space in here because De Bruyne is on a part of the pitch that we clearly won't use, and Nasri is in a part where we don't use it as well. So we have a superiority in the middle. So this is what Jordi Classier has not that much possibility. He has the 25 M Villa, he has Williams, and because I said to him more direct passing, he could find as well Cedric in that massive open space. He will go for protection of the ball, and he waits for Williams to get to that space. You see the massive space my two wing backs have. Even Classier could go for back to Mvila, who gets here, and Mvila can go for a magnific pass in here. But Classier is way too talented, so this is why he can do it alone. Boom. He could have done it for Cedric. It's a bit more difficult, but he has the space to do it. Nasri is like already too late. You already have Rodriguez and Belotti in the penalty area. It's a free goal. Boom, shakalaka. Rodriguez 2-1 victory over Man City on a tight game. But this is the tight game you want to win with this tactic. And you just finished after that. Simply retain possession, lower tempo, play safe, watch out every time. Just watch out for the formation changing of the opposite team, and adapt. Sometimes you will face some. Watch out for when the opposite team is doing overlaps. Why? Because you only have Williams and Cedric defending the wings, and if, for example, Cedric is facing an offensive Nasri and a really offensive Zabaleta, for example, he will need the help, sorry, of Oshbiar or those kind of things. But since he is in the middle, he's not as efficient as, for example, a 4-4-2. This is logic. So watch out for this. If you have to adapt, just go for a really defensive Cedric and a defensive Williams. So you could go for, instead of attack, just support, defend if you think it's really difficult, but depend of the side. I could give you an advice: just keep one in attack, at least, because you will maybe get a counter attack, and you get to create the open space even in a counter attack. If you go for both of your fullbacks in defense, you will just defend, and it's quite dangerous in Football Manager. In real life, you can do it easier, I guess, but in Football Manager it's a bit more difficult. So yeah, this is it for the tactic presentation. For the results I get, as I said, I'm not lying, I get the second. I would have get the second place as well if I would have done 78 points. So yeah, I finished seconds in my first season. Yeah, and useless to say that I lost mainly to the big teams, as you can see. But some great results as well, winning 5-3 at Liverpool. I don't see any defeat versus Arsenal, which is oh, I've lost, but it wasn't written. 5-0 versus Real Madrid, lovely jubbly. Sorry, Arsenal 2-0 and winning the first game. Yeah, Cedric, of course. Yeah, some really good results. Sorry, with this tactic. Oh yeah, I will show this as well after that. So yeah, I think it's a really good. You could have said you've cheated if I was champion the first season. It's the guy who's getting first with Southampton in the first season. Wow, I have a massive respect for you guys. Have some difficulties to believe it, but if it's real, massive respect. It's really difficult. For the second season, I just get 4 less points, but finish 4th. It's not that. It's okay to get this result. The most important thing you have to see with the tactic is 80 goals scored, which gets me in the first season and in the second season the best attack in BPL, which is quite nice. 83 goals scored. Yeah, so basically first best attack and best attack. The problem is something that I have to correct, is my defense. It was okay to get 5th defense in the first season. I think I get 4th. Really? Wow, this Premier League is amazing. Oh, it's better. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9th defense. Something I have to correct. How could you correct it by yourself? If you don't have both of your fullbacks to be complete, you could go for just one in attack and the other one in support. But I would mainly maybe go for the deep lying playmaker and a bit in defense, maybe instead of support, instead of one fullback in support. Yeah, you have to do some tests as well. I don't want to say any stupid things. But yeah, as you can see, goals against 30 of the 72 assists conceded have some crosses. So crosses are coming from the from the wings. So this is why watch out. If you can see his right wing, the right full back in support, etc., etc. But always keep that unbalanced balance thing in your tactic. If you feel like you score less goal that you get, if you score less goals that your team is getting in the net, I would say, yeah, just be more safe. But if it's for example maybe on the Cedric's wing, just go just him in support and keep Williams or your left wing back in attack, because you can't go in a tactic like this, you can't go for both support. My English is so rusty, sorry about that. Just for the Steam stats, and I will finish quite quickly. The tactic presentation: best attack, most headers completed. When you see that, this is something maybe a characteristic mainly of my team, to be honest. If some games are hard to unlock, just switch your passing to mixed. I wouldn't suggest direct passing, but mixed. Just go for mixed passing, because you see that you have tall players or players who are good in heading and in jump. Just go for this. If you have the advantage in a division, just go and play with your advantage. It's really important. Of course, the possession. I'm quite proud to beat Guardiola Man City in possession with that completed pass ratio. This is something you will find in the tactic because of the team instructions. This is logic. It's not a waste of pass. It's just the objective is to create that little space in the box, because when your forward is in the box with the ball, this is the most amazing danger you want to create. So this is why this is some good statistics to see. Of course, I don't make that much fouls because of the less tackle I'm doing. Just gotta work a bit on my defense, but yeah. In Football Manager, those statistics are the answer to your problem. And a good shot on target ratio. This is quite logic as well because of the effort we make to get into the box, and it's easier to hit the target when you are into the box. So yeah, that's it for me. Hope you enjoyed the video. Don't hesitate to comment or to ask questions in French or English. I can answer in both of those languages. This is it for me. The next tactical presentation maybe will be about the transcription I made of the Napoli 4-3-3 of Mr. Sarri. I don't know when, but this is the next video I will make. But I wanted to do this presentation of a tactic I really enjoyed to play with, made of the real life coach I really like, who's Claude Puel. So yeah, that's it for me. Thank you very much for watching. Sorry for sometimes the English, the looking for words in English, but yeah, I will see you next time. Thank you very much. Bye bye.